Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Alex Mouse, 2013. Thanks for the suggestion, Alex Mouse. You asked, how is gunpowder made? Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, do I really want to know this? Won't this put me on some kind of government watch list? Don't worry. Today we're talking history, chemistry, and a little bit of fiery chaos, but in a totally safe, family-friendly, YouTube-approved way. So grab your imaginary lab coat, maybe stand at least 3 feet away from anything flammable, and stay tuned as we explore the surprisingly wacky recipe behind gunpowder, right here on Explaining Everything. So, how do you even invent something like gunpowder? Well, leave it to ancient China about 1,000 years ago. Alchemists, who were basically the DIY YouTubers of the 9th century, were messing around with random powders while trying to make an immortality potion. Spoiler alert, they did not invent eternal life. Instead, they invented the loudest way to die faster. The recipe they stumbled upon was equal parts brilliant and terrifying. Saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. Sounds simple, right? 3 ingredients you can find in nature. But don't be fooled. When combined in just the right way, this humble trio creates a reaction so explosive it literally changed the course of human history. That's right. All because some guy thought, hey, what if I mix this yellow rock, this black dust, and this weird salty crystal together? By the way, imagine the first time it went off. One poor alchemist probably yelled, "Eureka!" while another one yelled, "My eyebrows!" Okay, let's get into the science of this spicy powder. First up, charcoal. Not the kind you throw on the grill, though it's pretty close. Charcoal is basically wood that's been burned without oxygen, so it's just pure carbon. It's the fuel of the recipe, the thing that actually burns. Next, sulfur. This one's the troublemaker. It's yellow, it stinks like rotten eggs, and it makes everything catch fire way faster. Think of sulfur as the enthusiastic friend at a party who keeps yelling, "Let's do shots." It speeds up the whole reaction. And finally, saltpeter, also known as potassium nitrate. This is the secret ingredient. Saltpeter provides the oxygen needed for the fire to spread rapidly, even when there's no air around. In other words, it's the enabler of the group. Without it, you just have some smelly carbon dust and yellow rocks. With it, you get fireworks, cannons, and a very angry landlord asking why the ceiling is gone. So to recap, charcoal is the fuel, sulfur is the spark, and saltpeter is the oxygen pump. Together, they're like the dysfunctional superhero team nobody asked for. Now that we know the cast of characters, how do they actually get turned into gunpowder? Well, the magic is all in the mixing. And trust me, this is not the kind of kitchen recipe you want to try at home, unless your dream is to become a headline that starts with Florida Man. The classic ratio is roughly 75% saltpeter, 15% charcoal, and 10% sulfur. Too much of one ingredient, and the powder just fizzles like a sad birthday candle. Too much of another, and, well, congratulations, you no longer have eyebrows. Back in the day, they'd grind everything down into fine powders and then carefully combine them. And when I say carefully, I mean monks were literally mixing it with wooden tools while praying they wouldn't explode. Some even used water to dampen the mixture, just so it wouldn't go boom during the process. Imagine a job where your biggest safety tip is, Step 1, don't die. Once it was all blended, the powder would be dried out and then granulated into tiny pellets. Why? Because little grains burn faster and more evenly than one big clump. It's kind of like the difference between lighting a box of matches versus a single giant log. One goes, poof, while the other just smolders forever, ruining your vibe. Here's the funny thing about gunpowder. It's not really that explosive on its own. If you light a tiny pile of it, it'll burn really fast, kind of like flash paper at a magic show. The real power comes when you trap it inside something. That's when pressure builds, and boom, you've got yourself a medieval cannon launch, or a very confused cat running out of the room. The genius of this recipe is how balanced it is. The saltpeter releases oxygen, the sulfur lowers the ignition point, and the charcoal provides energy. Together, they create a reaction that's fast, hot, and powerful enough to propel things forward. And once people figured this out, it spread faster than gossip in a small town. It's wild to think that a few natural materials lying around in the dirt could be turned into something that rewrote warfare, entertainment, and human history itself. All thanks to some overly curious alchemists who probably just wanted to live forever. Instead, they gave us the original bang energy. What makes it funny is just how low-tech it really is. We imagine gunpowder as some mysterious military formula. But at its core, it's basically the world's most dangerous trail mix. A little carbon, a little stink rock, and some crystal dust. And suddenly, you've got enough power to knock down castle walls. So the next time you hear a firework crackle in the sky, or see an old cartoon cannon go kaboom, just remember, it all started with a couple of alchemists, a failed immortality experiment, and probably a lot of missing eyebrows. If you learned something new about this deep dive on gunpowders, don't forget to like, subscribe, and please don't try this at home. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.